Hello, this is MaffumanCasting, the StarCraft Star Battle. We got a 6-on-6 ship on the action game starring PeaceKat. PeaceKat's going to come on in with the Void Ray. Void Ray looks like he has 1.65 speed, no blink, so he's got a whole bunch of money to spend on other stuff, like Prismatic Beam. Looks like ERA has that EMP. Katarakta has not a little bit of range on his backlash rockets. Looks like Cookie Star. Cookie Star went for 5 laser batteries, one more than he needs to farm one shot, but that just is good for carriers, I suppose. We got Asbjorn with Scourge. It will eventually get onto combat as well. Looks like they're going to face up against Battlestar. Battlestar Galactica has interceptors at 6. Can definitely one-shot farm. Can definitely do some damage. DMB downloaded or reloaded. Looks like he has some Tempests. Looks like he's going to warp one in right there. Leopardjack going to come on in there with the Leviathan. Heimdall, it looks like he has a feedback, and he has used it against PeaceKat. PeaceKat doesn't have any abilities like Blink or anything like that, but he can still take damage from it. Always good to do that. Looks like 3 carriers? 3 carriers. The third one is Dragon. Has 5 interceptors as well, and Vebis is the tank of the team. Now, if things look slightly different, it's because this is actually Star Battle 3.1, not Omega. It's a slightly different version, has a couple different upgrades. Functionally kind of similar, but there are some neat differences. This Tempest, you can warp one in at a time, and there's actually doesn't look like there's a limit on how many you can make. But still, you know, the Vebis is going to have to retreat because he sees all of these people right here, especially somebody with Scourge. So he is the tank. He is, in the situation where he wants to be. However, not against all of those people at once. Heimdall can heal. He's not healing. Looks like there's some action going on back here with ERA fighting against Leviathan and Battlestar in the back, kind of like Oreo sandwich back farming. Now the red side is sort of up there. They are going to ping down there to try to find them. Cataract, I almost called him Karate right here. Has the backlash rockets. He upgraded them to do a little bit more damage as well, but will this be enough to actually take out Battlestar in the very beginning? Looks like Leopardjack is going to have to defend him. Commander T-Rex is going to try to move around, but around the rocks is not going to happen. He's going to blowing on them, definitely not going to catch him at this point. We got a Dragon warping in. Dragon has 9 upgrades on his interceptors. He's going to use them against ERA just to do some damage. Cookie Star finding himself in the right position, just kind of like sandwiched in there, shooting down Battlestar. Now he's actually a little bit too close right now. He's can't activate his missiles at that close range, so Battlestar is going to possibly make it back to base. Looks like with that, now ERA is in a little bit of damage right there with all his interceptors. Interceptors do a fantastic job of attacking Ravens. Leopardjack's going to take some damage, and looks like we're going to have kind of like a back and forth action right here. PeaceKat moving on up. PeaceKat could do some damage, kind of like jumping in there. But it looks like the blue side is going to say, hey, we're mostly a carrier force, and we just want to farm, so if you guys could just go ahead and stop attacking us, that'd be just fine. But it looks like Cookie Star and Asbjorn are going to make it back relatively safely. With all these carriers, the blue side has a little bit of a money issue. They're going to have 3 people trying to eat up all of the farm. Every one of these carriers wants all of the money, so there's just going to be a question of how long can they survive. If they get picked off in the very beginning of the game, then there's less carriers out there, but that's not the best strategy. But it seems like they're going to try to have to retreat. It looks like Asbjorn is going to have to figure out how to knock it at 1.3 speed. He didn't upgrade any of the speed right now. Now we have Heimdall on him. He can feedback and do some damage. Would also help against Scourge. The longer that he goes without feedbacking, though, the more damage he's going to do, so he might just be waiting for that. And it looks like Vebis is going to push on up there. We got a carrier on him as well. Asbjorn taking so much damage. Feedback was used. It looks like Vebis is going to keep on pushing. He's not, I think, going to be able to pick him off, so that means he's going to have to retreat right there. We have all these carriers on him. He's got an EMP being used as well. Karate. I'm going to call him Karate from now on. Karate is going to use his backlash rockets on him. 9.7 range, because he did upgrade a little bit, and it's going to just keep on pushing. Vebis is going to get on out of there. Leopardjack skirting at the very last second to do some tanking as well. Looks like these are some House Tempests. Dragon was over there happily farming. and he looks like he's going to have to retreat as well. All of these carriers are just going to, really eat up all the farm for a while. And we got the red side kind of like figuring out, like, well, we can't really do too much damage. We're also going to have to retreat. The ERA's taking a whole bunch of damage against these interceptors. These interceptors are no joke at this moment. Even though he upgraded them 4 times, that EMP was actually worth it to shoot down the shields of the interceptors. They're upgraded 10 times, 5.2 armor on both on the hull and 5 on the shields. And he was only doing about 16 damage on his laser, so he had to take down the damage some way, even at the cost of his own energy. That's where there's calls for Chrono Rift. Chrono Rift will help a bunch. The Battle Cruiser is going to boing on the rocks right there, but he's actually in an okay position to start shooting. It looks like he doesn't have any upgrades whatsoever. He's not moving right now. Commander Rex has to possibly retreat with all these people coming in up the middle. Cookie Star is going to run on away. Seeing all of these interceptors, I mean, all of this is definitely intimidating right there. He does upgrade his laser batteries, but laser batteries can only take you so far. As Bjorn launching his Scourge, Vivus retreating. Vivus does not have a protective field right now, just has a whole bunch of armor, which is helpful. As soon as he actually starts taking some hull damage, it will be reduced by 32 damage each shot. However, you also don't want to take unnecessary damage. If you have friends, that's great. Keep on pushing. Commander Rex going to have to retreat. He's not moving right now. And it looks like they're going to go kind of like beyond him to try to do some damage to Asbjorn, knowing that he's kind of right behind them. Kind of like, when you wave hi to your crush at, in the hallways, and then they just, wave at their friend behind you. You don't think it's very weird, but it's okay, it's fine, everything's okay. Nobody saw you, except everybody saw you. So now everybody's going to try to figure out that Commander Rex is not moving very quickly. He's going to have a meandering around in the middle. Will the blue side be able to take him off before the red side saves him? Beautiful force fields definitely going to help, Karate not be able to do his damage. Even if he's at 1.41 speed, it does seem like he's going to be able to retreat out of there, even with interceptors all over the place. He has to use some of that 776 money to press N button, any button, anybody button whatsoever to get some upgrades. PeaceKat now has a Chrono Rift, has Blink, has Energy Nova, because he upgraded his phase disruptors and prismatic beam a bit. He was able to farm, and with all that farm money, he bought some cool stuff. The cool stuff of Chrono Rift is definitely going to be helpful. Blink to get in or out of combat much easier, and Energy Nova is a relatively, I think, actually a little bit different on 1.31 or version 3.1 than it is in Omega. It deals up to 46 damage, plus 238 to massive damage, to all units in a greater radius. Deals 9 damage to all allied units in the area, returns 44% of the damage dealt as shield to the Void Ray. So, see that right there? Does some damage, but it also heals up his shields a bit. So while everything's on him, you can keep on using it and be a little bit more tanky as a Void Ray to help his dives be more effective. When you're playing Void Ray, it's very easy to jump in and over imagine how much damage you can do in a certain time. The Energy Nova is a way of sustaining your own life, healing it up a bit, making yourself a little bit stronger. We saw some, the Tempest also a little different in this version, where in Star Rail Omega they do spawn 3 at a time, but you can only have 3. This is just 125 energy, you can get a Tempest. So it looks like the blue side's going to retreat right there. Leopardjack has 409. Okay, he just spent some of his money using his in-field upgrades right there. He could have went back to base, spent something on an upgrade that he can't otherwise get to his base stats, but he decided base stats are just fine. If you're the tank, base stats are great. It looks like the little depression bubble is being used as well. That's the Chrono Rift. Going to slow down all of the units in the area, including your own allied units. These are just Vikings. Weird little thing. They just look a little bit different than the Phoenix is. They're kind of like large and in charge, but don't do any more or less damage. They just kind of walk around in space. Looks like the Tempests are going to be kind of like right behind the depression bubble. Going to provide some fire support. The missiles against Commander Rex are going to have to be right there. Look at him, he decided to go for laser battery. Laser battery one-shotting, Phoenixes, Interceptor, and doing a lot of damage to Interceptors as well. And with that, the blue side was able to defend all of the Tempests that are mostly from the house, but also including the Warpend Tempest from DMB Reloaded. So it looks like they're going to be able to push. They were able to defend. They have extra Interceptor, Tempest and all that. Dragoon's going to be farming up. He has 17 upgrades on his Interceptors right now. DMB downloaded his 10. The reason why is because he doesn't have Tempest to worry about. With Tempest, they do a fantastic amount of damage. They just cost a lot of money, a lot of energy, a lot of time investment babying, because you can't move them after you drop them. They just kind of like fly towards space and shoot. And then they get taken out. Just spamming the E key. Apparently it works really well on his computer, so he can just keep on pressing it. Healing up his own damage. EMP being used on Vivus right there. Vivus has protective field, but he has to have 50 energy to use it, so now he can't right now. They have the force field being used. An ion cannon right now shooting down Vivus. Vivus is going to take a whole bunch of damage. You got the Void Ray be able to beam through the force field. Forgetting the word right there. Karate moving on up. He has not enough energy for ion cannon. Another ion cannon would possibly do it, but the force field was super helpful right there in keeping Vivus alive. EMP being used. Battlestar can't use his plasma surge if he doesn't have any energy. ERA is going to just kind of farm up right there. He has 6 upgrades on his burst lasers. He is going to be able to do some damage to the interceptors, but doesn't want it to stay there too long. No matter what you do as a Raven, the interceptors are still kind of designed to hurt you, because kind of not very tanky. Although you have a lot of shields to restore and give to other people, they don't have armor on themselves as well. So low armor means that these interceptors can do their full 52 damage. 52 damage is a bunch. EMP being used. DMB downloaded, can't use his Tempest if he can't spawn in. He does have some scouts. Scouts will actually don't cost energy. They just kind of like spawn up, and then you can launch them as kind of like super interceptors. I personally love them, but I could see where it does also split your money even further. So he has Tempest, which he wants to spend money on. He has Interceptors, which he wants to spend money on. He has Scouts, which he wants to spend money on. And he bought Plasma Barrage because, hey, why not? And all of that's just going to cost more money. There's no bad strategy. It's just a lot more of a kind of dividing your money amongst more things. Asbjorn has the ability to Scourge. There's an ion cannon being used. He's going to say, okay, well, I might as well just shoot this guy right here. Leopardjack right in front of me. Looks like the interceptors are flying all around the place. The Energy Nova is just being used against them as well. 54 damage is not going to kill the interceptors, but it's definitely going to hurt them a bit. Take them almost down to like a half-life type of situation. As the game goes on further, there'll be less and less of life that's taken out, but it's definitely a great option when you're surrounded. Cookie Star are going to push on up. Cookie Star has those missile pods. Missile pods do 162 damage plus 76 versus massive to all units in an area. That's a little bit higher than in Star Battle Omega. It's 162 instead of 125, so that's actually much better. Really helps the interceptors get killed. DMB downloaded. Going to drop a hot new single Tempest. It's going to shoot at the red side as they kind of run away from it as well. Not going to be distracted on the way to try to kill the Leviathan. Leviathan has about 2,000 life left. Now Vivus is in the right position to take some damage. Of course, he's at lower health himself. He can't use his protective field because it doesn't have enough energy for it right now. But he was in a position where he just was taking some damage away from Leopardjack. Leopardjack was definitely about to be taken out if he didn't get the protection right there. PeaceKat is going to dive on in there. He's going to use his Energy Nova to protect himself. Will this be enough to possibly take him out? He has about 3,000 life left, but PeaceKat's able to escape because of the Energy Nova right there. Protect himself while he's diving in. Interceptors trying to do some damage. ERA using the protection of the Depression Bubble right there. Depression Bubble, Chrono Rift did slow down all the interceptors, meaning that ERA could escape. Without that, he possibly could have been taken out. because they just do that full 52 damage against his shield. So even though he has a bunch of shields, one, if he gives them to his friends because he's nice, it also hurts him. But also if he even if he had full shields, his shields are just getting full damage right there. Plus he doesn't have any armor because he's a carry ship. Dragon taking a whole bunch of damage though. Force field definitely saving Dragon from taking any further damage. Ion Cannon being launched. Ion Cannon almost takes about 700 life. Any rounds of missiles would possibly do it. And it looks like they're going to kind of push, but not quite have enough. We have Vivus saying, hey, look, I can finally use my protective field because I'm not being EMP'd right now. Let me finally try to take some damage. Asbjorn just sitting there, he basically has put all of his money into Scourge. And that is, and Scourge and speed, basically. He doesn't have very much, damage into Brutally Strike or anything else. He just has range. And but even with that, launching a Scourge does hurt Vivus. Vivus is going to have to retreat. 32 armor is good, but the Scourge do 250. So looks like the blue side's going to try to make their attack. Now nobody was able to be taken out. Feedback being used while Commander Rex was trying to launch his Yamato cannon. Interceptors flying against them. He doesn't have very much speed. He doesn't have very much armor or shields, so he's going to get some shield boost from the Raven right there. Shield transfer. But now he's on the other side of the rocks, and he can't quite do that. And will this little rocks be the cause of death for him? He's going to be feedbacked right there as well. Depression Bubble does slow down the blue side's attack. Interceptors can't quite fly as quickly, which means that the Commander Rex did have a little bit of time to escape from them. They're going to be launched, but beautiful shot right there from Cookie Star. Cookie Star used his missile pods. Missile pods destroyed the interceptors right there. 162 damage, 162 life is higher than this right here. So the interceptors, even though they have 17 upgrades, we're not going to survive the missile pods. In Omega, they actually may have just barely made it through. But now these Battlestar Tempests are in a line. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's so weird to see 4 Tempests. I'm so used to having the limit of 3, but there is no such limit in this. And that just means that you can keep on popping them out. As long as you have energy. Oh, it looks like it's fewer than 3 Tempests. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. Well, you can have 4. It looks like Karate is going to move on up there, but he's not going to fight too hard to try to do some more because he knows he has interceptors on him right now. Great use of defensive matrix. Defensive matrix is going to very much help the team whenever they're surrounded by interceptors. It looks like PeaceKat's going to go into the cloak and run out of energy. It looks like Karate's going to push on up there. Karate's going to have to kite though. Good moving back whenever you are being attacked. As the frigate, you do damage at a far range. However, you can't take very much. So that little jiggle joggle back did help him stay a little bit further away from the from Vivus, which means he couldn't take as much damage. Leopardjack gonna try to move on in. He's got the rapid regeneration. He has 400 energy, so he can take an EMP and still keep on healing. So he actually spent a good amount of money into there. It only cost 100, and it's super helpful to have. We have Ion Cannon, we have a Angry Void Ray, we have Angry Scourge flying around just on the side of the bubble. And it looks like Vivus is going to go flying in there. He's got lower and lower. We've got a Red Beam of Death coming on in, and it, boom, it does hit. However, the emergency shields do kick in, being shielded a little bit by the Arbiter as well. And now D&D Reloaded is going to be at about 500, 300, 300, 100, and he's gone. So even though the Red Beam of Death hit the Dreadnought, the carrier was the one who was taken out in that fight. Asbjorn launching his Scourge, he actually flew right through the Sadness bubble and pushed through the Sadness and ended up hitting Leopardjack right there. These Tempests are sitting here. If we're like, hey, we have 11 upgrades, we're going to be shooting at whatever we can. We got the 2 battle cruisers moving on in there. Looks like 44 damage per shot of the laser battery at 10 range, and with 3.1, usually the ranges are a little bit lower than in Omega. So the fact that he has 10 range on his laser battery means he upgraded a bunch more. So But it's super helpful though, because that's just extra time that he can do damage against the interceptors. As Bjorn launching his Scourge. Now he can also Adrenal Overload, whenever he possibly wants to. That just, it hurts him, but it does restore energy, and that means he can basically launch his Scourge all the time. And it looks like Dragon's going to move on in. He's going to fly some Interceptors around. He's going to try to move them to a place where they're not going to get hit. Vivus going to push on up there. He doesn't have any Gatling cannon upgrades. He just has Protective Field to protect himself. A little bit of Gatling cannon upgrades would possibly help right there. As Bjorn not doing so hot because he get the directly shield transferred, so he's just relying on Defense Matrix to help him out. It does help him. It's just he can't otherwise do very much. He doesn't have I think the ability to heal himself in this game. That's one of the crucial differences between the two versions. Beautiful defensive matrix being used. Will it be enough though? Asbjorn has about nope, gone. We can't even read that quickly. It looks like Vivus is going to push on in there. We got PeaceKat being feedback to all these abilities and no energy to use them. But he's going to retreat. It looks like there's a cute little observer buddy. Cute little observer buddy from Heimdall. Keeping a spy out for them. We got Battlestar setting up the Tempest Wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Carry myself through in 3 Tempests. Math. Looks like a Lumberjack is going to go on in there. He's going to try to just defend. What his job right now is to just slap away any of the people who want to attack the Wall of Tempest. The Wall of Tempest is really adding some extra damage. They're going to leave the Wall of Tempest because they don't want to push too hard. That makes a lot of sense. You don't want to get red laser beam to death. Looks like Karate has Fusion Torpedo, he has the Afterburners, and he has Ion Cannon, so he can use his ultimate ability, most expensive ability, especially in this little enclosed area, the little canal in the middle, channel in the middle. It makes it much easier to corral them into an area and then shoot them. Looks like Cookie Star is going to launch his missile pods. Try to do some damage against the damage dealers. Looks like Battlestar is going to fly around. He is just trying to make a little bit of money back. He spent it all and going to have to try to make it back. Looks like Cookie Star is going to have to retreat. He wants to keep away from these interceptors as much as possible. The interceptors do 60 damage with their pulse cannon right now, and but they have to get within 2.4 or within 2 range, which means he has a bunch to spare, but he wants to keep on retreating. Commander Rex launching his Yamato cannon, hits Battlestar, but then they can't kind of follow through. Looks like Leopardjack's going to try to fly around. He is going to take an Ion Cannon. It doesn't do additional shield damage, but it does do regular normal damage. Vivus going to push on up there. He now has 2 Gatling Cannon upgrades to hurt Commander Rex. Commander Rex has a 1.61 speed, so he is keeping on par with Vivus. Vivus is going to kind of keep on pushing. ERA can shield him. Can also keep on using his defensive matrix. It is extremely helpful to keep him alive. Interceptors flying around, shooting down. Now the interceptors are kind of focusing on ERA, but there wasn't quite enough to get a sneaky kill right there. And it looks like Katara is going to move away. He's going to launch some missiles. They're going to get blocked by the force field. The force field has been fantastic about stopping all the missiles in the area. It looks like Battlestar Tempest are going to fly on in there as well. Even with the healing Energy Nova, you don't want to stay too long with if you're not going to be able to take out the Tempest. Blue side is just farming right now. The money is about even, which means that the blue side is at a slight advantage because they're the people at the base. Whenever you're at these numbers will kind of seesaw a bit. And the fact that they have a little bit more while they are farming means that they're going to have that they're going to be able to spend more when they get back to base. It is a little bit higher. They're going to have to retreat though. Can't stay out around the Tempest forever. Heimdall using that feedback on Karate. Karate just decides that laser batteries are the way to go, and that is a fantastic choice because there are just so many Tempests. He doesn't have any area of effect, so the best thing he can do is just use his 9.9 range and laser battery it up. They do more damage versus massive in this? Hold on, what? Yes. The laser battery does more damage against massive targets in this version of Star Battle. That's fantastic. It's definitely going to help him, hurt Leopardjack even further. Ion Cannon being launched against him. PeaceKat using all of the charges in the world, but Leopardjack is just so tanky. Heimdall not so much. Does not want to do any tanking right there. Dragon going in there. He has Vortex. Will he use it? He is going to use it against himself. Okay, he uses it just to save himself from extra damage. Commander Rex is going to stay there, kind of confused and shot by Battle Tempest. We have Karate launching the torpedo. It also hits Leopardjack. Leopardjack is slightly taking damage over time. We had the PeaceKat going in, burning down the Leviathan. Leviathan is about 2,000 life. Will this be enough? No, the cloaking from Heimdall saved Leopardjack right there. Vortex being used against the Dreadnought. PeaceKat going in there, doing so much damage, but these cloaking field from the Arbiter has been fantastic about trying to save them right there. Vivis moving in. Vivis going to have to retreat. He has 2,000 life. Any more of the missiles are going to really hurt him, and that's where the Arbiter just came in to save everybody in different ways, with cloaking, with force field, with vortex, or not with vortex, with feedback. Man, vortex, that would be different. Interceptors being used. ERA running away, as he should be, 1.8 speed, using that to his advantage. And these interceptors are still around, still shooting. They're going to instantly take out the House of Sky Furies. Karate moving on up there. Karate moving on back, seeing all those Tempests and saying, nope, not my fight I want to be in. Commander Rex doing some extra damage. The interceptors are on him. The scouts are on him. PeaceKat, beautiful shot of Chrono Rift right there to slow down the ones in the area, meaning that Commander X has enough time to find the Raven and get the support he needs. Really slowing down the speed of these interceptors. 2.6 minus 1.86, not going to do that on air, but that is quite a bunch of slow. Karate moving back. And it looks like the blue side is going to have to try to attack. Going to try to just farm right there. Numbers are super close as far as farming goes, and but the blue side also has 3 carriers, so the 3 carriers are going to want to just gobble up all the farm. The carriers just need so much to support the interceptors and tempests and warpins and all the energy that's required to do such things, which means money basically. And it looks like Leopardjack's going to say, okay, this is where I come in, just slap things with tentacles. I know what to do. We're going to have to also retreat right there. Will they be able to protect all of these Tempests? Possibly. Not forever, though. So they're going to retreat. Karate moving in. We got PeaceKat doing some damage. We have the Dreadnought not very much health, so he's going to switch over to the Leviathan. He's going to blink on up there, get some energy and life back while he's attacking Heimdall. Heimdall is going to try to retreat, He has feedback. He's going to use it against PeaceKat. Leopardjack activating his ultimate ability. Will Peace be able to do much? He's going to try to use the side. Beautiful juking right there by Heimdall, using the rocks to his advantage. The Void Ray has to shoot that beam. The beam has to go in a straight line. The straight line can't go through the rocks. Wall of Tempest closing in. Vivis going to try to retreat. Ion Cannon being used. The frigate can't shoot through the force field wall, and they're just using that to their advantage, just punishing the dynamics of this game. Retreating as well. He has 666 money, 667 money. Vivis gonna have about 80, 405, Dragon 409, and Leopardjack spending all his money in field. Looks like he did go back to get Frenzy. He does have Rapid Regeneration, he does have Acid Spray. So do more damage, heal yourself up, and then go, Super Saiyan on them. Here we go with some scouts. Scouts being used. They were upgraded a whole bunch, 32 times, 200 damage per anti-matter missile that they have right there. 29.6 armor, 22.4 armor on their shields. Looks like the pulse cannon is only 46 damage, 8.5 armor, 9.1 armor. Commander Rex moving back. PDD? No, not PDD being used. ERA gonna try to retreat. Gonna use his EMP right there on Dragon. Dragon cannot use his Vortex if he has no energy. Big wall of 4 Tempests. Gonna go on in and push. It looks like Leopardjack's gonna kind of stay around. He's just selectively moving there, attacking, defending the wall of Tempest, making sure that they can keep on farming. And it looks like some sneaky Void Ray action right here. The ERA warps on up to the Void Ray. Their entire red side is gonna maybe warp on up there, while the blue side is going through the middle. ERA has blackout. He could possibly warp. Where's the warp? They could not do. They could do it, but they're not doing it. The Interceptors are going to retreat. The blue side makes an escape. Leopard, I think they kind of recognized that there weren't anybody on them, so they decided to go back right there. Interceptors being launched. So many interceptors. Had so many upgrades. That's a Vortex. Now there's a Vortex on a Void Ray. A Vortex being used on the Frigate as well. Frigate and the Raven are in the Vortex. The PeaceKat just gets out of theirs. Will this be enough? We have the Wall of Tempest being set up. We have Dragoon ready to launch his scouts. But it looks like Cookie Star goes up. The force field is going to block more and more damage to everybody there. PeaceKat deciding that he can't quite take on the carrier right there. He really wants to, except it's just there's so many people on them. These interceptors flying around in the sadness bubble. Eventually they will make it out of the molasses, but it will just take some more time. Dragon holding on to his scouts, not trying to launch them out without if he knows he can't kill them, and now he thinks he will. The Vortex, he doesn't have enough. Vortex is on cooldown, so Peace is just going to keep on doing some more damage. Has charge, keeps on using it. Vivus is going to fly on up there trying to do some damage as well. He's going to launch his bombardment in the area. Will this be enough? Dragon taking out kill stolen by ion cannon, but it works out. The carrier is gone. Or one of the carriers is gone. There's plenty more of a carrier where that came from. But it looks like Leopardjack's going to try to take some damage. EMP being used. No, don't kill the cute observer, buddy. No. Okay, fine. I guess he's an enemy, but he's a cute enemy. You know, it's sad. We got Battlestar. Logic, just defensive Tempest right there. They're upgraded a whole bunch of times. 30 upgrades, 340 damage to structures, 620 to ships. Just hitting down Cookie Star. Cookie Star has the orange bubble. The orange bubble defensive shield. Oh, Heimdall jumping on in there, taking the unnecessary damage right there. Ion cannon being used, hitting Leopardjack. Commander is the Battlecruiser was finally taken out by Battlestar. Sorry for missing that a little bit right there. We have these Tempests kind of causing a lot of focus to be in the middle, but the Interceptors getting a sneaky kill. Vortex ready for Battlestar. Leopardjack has the full health and 1.7 speed to chase him down, but they know that they're going to retreat because they're in this little buffer zone. They'd have to go through a Leviathan and get shot by Tempest, which do 620 at 18 range. So they're not trying to do that. They're going to try to retreat. And it looks like ERA going to move, has 908 money for Cookie Star. Let's see if he ends up using his 1,000 money on laser batteries. Why not? 156 damage per missile, attacking 10 times. So if he can get close, and if he's not being force fielded, then he can just take out most things pretty easily. Vivus warping on in just to retreat. He doesn't have repair bots, so he's gonna have to go back to base to get to full health. Let's see what the blue side ends up trying to do. Will PeaceKat be able to get a sneaky kill? I'm not sure they see him right there. He is going in. he has so little energy, and he's going to now be attacking. Oh, he's using Purifier Beam. Causes the prismatic beam to additionally burn energy and shield. Burns 20 energy and 40 shield per second, plus 20 energy and 40 shield for each charge. It also grants 10 shield armor bonus and 25% chance to evade enemy spells. Reduces your target's hull and armor and shield armor by 50%. 16 of your base hull armor and shield combined. Reduces the target's primary weapons by 3. It's just so different in this version. It's fantastic. Basically, the bottom paragraph was struggling with because it just has that's all different in Omega. So basically, yeah, if you can use it, you kind of like do extra damage, burn their energy, burn their shields, reduce their blindness a little bit, less for 12.5 seconds, which is probably all you really need to kill anybody right there. So they have to be kind of careful about that. These Battlestar Tempests are cute. These Battlestar Tempests are gigantic. These are just the House Tempest upgraded 5 times versus these Battlestar Tempests, which have been upgraded, 37 times, 746 damage. Kind of ways to see them die there. They're going to try to do some damage to the tower, but it looks like we have a around the back attack, and I think the blue side does spot it. They're going to go around these rocks. Carrier's going to warp on out of there. Vebus is going to try to retreat. He has warp. He's not going to use it. They know that if they get caught while warping, it does cause them to stop warping. Leopardjack moving on in. Heimdall perfectly using the gas rays advantage. PeaceKat using that Purifier Beam to burn down everything. Dreadnought retreating. He uses the last of his shield of his energy to use shields, and PeaceKat's going to try to jump on it. He's out of energy. Looks like Leopardjack was able to defend. You got Karate launching the Ion Cannon. Ion Cannon doing so much damage. The Vortex being used does hit the frigate, and that's going to make them retreat. These Battlestar Tempests are in a great position to do some more damage. If they keep on flying away, then they're going to be able to take them out right there. We got the Depression Bubble being used. PeaceKat jumping into the Vortex just briefly to protect himself from interceptors right there. ERA going up there has to try to do whatever he possibly can. Burst Laser at 20 upgrades, 48 damage. And it looks like they were able to save their people right there. Retreat. These Tempests are going to kind of slowly make their way back to base. This is their path. This is the way. This is the only thing they know how to do. And they're going to be shot by these Walk and Bite Fiends right there. 20 damage right there. Purifier being used against Battlestar. Battlestar can't use his abilities. It doesn't have any energy. And it looks like ERA getting that defensive shield right there. Heimdall moving in. He wants to protect. He has a bunch of abilities, especially that can be helpful right there. We saw the Cloaking Field. We saw the Force Field being used very effectively earlier. So the blue side is trying to stay together as much as possible, play defensively. At this point, there's actually a pretty decent defender's advantage for the blue side because of these Tempests and the Vortex. The Void Ray usually does damage on the offensive, but is not as good when attacking close to a base because they don't have enough time to really do damage over time, as opposed to when they're at their own base and attacking all the way across the map. Interceptors being launched. Interceptors at 26 upgrade, 64. Gonna take a whole bunch of damage from the lasers and just kind of go off to the side and farm. He already has about 900 money, and the attack and the attack hasn't even started yet. They're not quite in the Goldilocks zone just yet, and now they are. So these interceptors are going to make him more and more money. Leopardjack moving in. He's got the 10-10-10. He's got 500 energy. So he can press any of these buttons really often, really effectively, even when he's EMP'd. Great. He has 26 armor. He has tentacles, 28 damage, 52 versus massive. Bioswarm, also good, 75. Most of the blue side isn't very armored, so something like having the Bioswarm helps out a bit, especially when he goes into Super Saiyan mode. Battlestar moving back. They have, they can keep on warping in their Tempest, so they're not really super attached to them. He's got 600 potential energy. so he can build up his energy restores relatively quickly. But look at this, you're going to go back, fly a base, they use the protection of the Warp Prism, which does not detect in this one, in this version, but just does provide some damage. 400 to massive, which is much more than in Omega as well. It's these minor differences that do make up something. If you try to attack into a Warp Prism that's doing 400 versus a Warp Prism that's doing 200, you're gonna feel the difference pretty quickly. Vivus moving in 250 energy to support his two abilities. We have this cute little observer buddy to replace the old cute little observer buddy who's dead. And it looks like PeaceKat's going to dive on in there. PeaceKat knew that the vortex was coming. So when you see an angry carrier facing you, you're like, this don't look too right. So you're going to retreat. Battlestar launching his Tempest, and Heimdall taking a whole bunch of damage. Vivus moving back. And it looks like they're just defending these Battlestar Tempests. 746 damage at 18 range. Karate moving in. He's wanted to kill it, but the force field is just way too good right there protecting. PeaceKat can't really make the attacks that he wants to because the time on target is just so much shorter when you're close to base. Looks like ERA gonna try to protect them, but the game is just like running away from these Tempests. But the Tempests are in the perfect position where they're going to kind of force you to attack. Cookie Star retreating. He's got that defensive shield. Surrounds the battlecruiser with a shield that can absorb 4,500 damage. While defensive shield is active, battlecruiser will regenerate additional shield and health over time. Defensive shield block amount scales with the shield upgrades at the rate of 50 per upgrade. Now that is different. In Omega, it is, I think, 2,000, and then you can upgrade it to like 2,500 or 3,000. This just says, okay, you have more shields, I'll give you more defensive shield. So that actually super helps. Not only is the base level lower, or the base level is higher, plus 50 per upgrade with shield, is just making it much more helpful. Still don't want to fly into Tempest if you can avoid it, but if you do have to do it, then the defensive shield's helpful. Battlestar running away, getting some support from his from ERA. He's going to use his range 11 to shoot down these interceptors, or as much of them as possible. So he's hunting them. However, they're also hunting him as well. He can shoot them much further than they can shoot than they can actually make attacks. He's just trying to keep away on the Tempest and on the interceptors. Leopardjack saying, hey, you want to fight? I'm over here. Nope, I just wanted to run away. Running away is also a valid strategy. A very helpful one, actually. We got some farming going on. 1320 money from Battlestar. And honestly, at this point, interceptors cost hundreds of dollars to just do. Well over $100 per upgrade. So he needs all that. That looks like a lot. It is a lot of money. It's also just not enough for supporting all the interceptors that you want, all the Tempests that you want. Again, all of these things are super expensive. They get more expensive the more that you upgrade them. Feedback being used. Cookie Star gonna have to retreat. Can't use his fancy shield if he has no energy. And Leopardjack knows that. He's gonna use his frenzy. Doubles the damage that he's doing. 75 plus 75 and 52 plus 52. But he doesn't want to take on Void Ray damage of that caliber and that magnitude, and Void Ray is going to use against Heimdall. Blackout being used as well, and Heimdall is going to be saved. I thought he would be taken out. He was saved by Battlestar. Battlestar using the vortex at the exact right time. Yes, it also hit the Dreadnought, but that's fine. We got Karate launching his torpedo. Leopardjack moved back in the perfect amount of time to defend against that. Vivus taking a whole bunch of damage. He's got 84 base armor. Is that going to be enough? Is that going to be enough? He has almost. He's saved Heimdall, who is also very low on life, is going to use his recharge shield and cloaking to save everybody right there. Now, in this version of Star Battle, you can only heal one ship at a time. In Omega, you can heal multiple ships. So what's happening right now is the mothership was healing up whoever is the most dead. And so it kind of switched off between Heimdall and Beavis. Beavis is just the one who's going to be getting the love right now. And then it's Heimdall. War Prism was destroyed in the meantime. But that also does mean that because only one ship was being healed at a time, that gave the red side enough time to do that. In Omega, they probably would have been able to pick up the Warp Prism, but not as easily, because more people could have been healed, and they might have been able to mount a defense, but at that point, there's nothing to do. Red side knows when to retreat. It's actually super important in this game to know when to pull out of the attack, because even though they got the tower, it doesn't mean they want to stay there. It's still a 4 versus 4, and you know, they don't want to just push it too far. Plus, if you only heal one ship at a time, if you are all hurt, then that's not good. Looks like Katarakta Karate is going to use his 2,000 money on whatever he wants at this point. It looks like a 1244 from Cookie Star, just trying to get the last of the money up there as well. We do have the Cloaked Void Ray, 700. Does blink in. There's a blackout being used against Heimdall. Is this the real Heimdall? It is not. It is? No, it's not. We have PeaceKat Vortex being used. Vortex was, I think, supposed to hit the board wave, but it did not. It actually just hit his own teammate right there. The Dreadnought right there. Gonna retreat. We've got the Red Beam of Death on him. We got it. It does connect. PeaceKat doing so much damage, but the cloak is so helpful. And Beavis is going to retreat. ERA is going to try to push on in there, and he's just taking so much damage. He has 31 upgrades on his Terran Plasma shields, but doesn't get any armor benefit from them. But he just had so much life, he was able to push up right there. He can transfer shields super easily with 31 upgrades. However, he just had to be a slight tank for a little bit. PeaceKat doing as much as possible. Almost able to get killed, but Heimdall has just been defense master general right here. Cloaking field, force field, recharge shield, whatever he possibly can to defend his allies. Leopardjack can't get any of that lovely shield, so he's using a little bit of Chrono Boost to help him escape a little further. Red side looks like they're hungry for another tower. PeaceKat commits to pressing the charge button, going to do more damage. War Prism doesn't, detect, but does 440 up damage. Peace is just going to take a whole bunch right there. He is going to blink on out of there. Uses that blink. Escape. And Cookie Star is going to fly on in there. Going to see the Tempest. Going to want to kill the Tempest, but not going to be able to because of the force field. We got Beavis moving in. Leopardjack trying to take as much damage as possible. He is just the damagey Leviathan. If he wants to do, he wants to make kills, but he has to get close to do so. He knows he has to get within 5 range to start doing his major damage and press the frenzy button. And so do the red side. So they're not trying to get close. 13 ranged long whip missiles, 12 on his laser battery for Cookie Star. Katara is 11-9 and 11 for his missiles and laser battery respectively. We got Nuke. No, not a Nuke. He just is pushing on in there. I think he realized that might not have been the real Beavis. Leopardjack jumping on in, but Peace is in the position where he can try to do some damage. He's going to use that Purifier Beam, which is crazy upgrades to drain energy. And with that, it's they were not able to make a kill right there. These Tempests are going to move on up there. They're going to be defended by Heimdall. There's just 2 House Tempests and the 4 Battlestar Tempest right there. The fleet right in the middle. Now, will they be able to use that time to make a kill? Possibly. I mean, these Interceptors are now multi-role fighters, 35 upgrades, 82 damage per little shot, 17.5 armor, 18.1 armor on their hull. But he doesn't want to stay too long. He kind of figures that something squirrely is going on at the moment, and his instincts are right. There's always a Void Ray that seems to be, going around the sides, and you never know exactly where you are. So even though all the money is in this area, that's also the most danger zone to be in. it's safer to be home, especially without any towers. So that's where they want to stay, up there. We got these Tempests moving on up. Now they're going to keep on flying if they don't, shoot anything. So Void Ray is hit by the Vortex. These Tempests going to move on in slowly. They're going to do some damage against everybody. Karate moving on in there with the green bubble of defense. They're saying battlecruisers get locked down. Leopard Jack is trying to do some damage. Void Ray can escape right there. We got these Tempests shooting everything. Leopard Jack needs to get close if he wants to take out people. We got the PeaceKat using that Purifier Beam to try to beam them down, but they're just so much. He's out of energy, so he can't cloak as well as using Purifier Beam. Almost taken out by rounds of Tempest. These Tempests are no joke. 872 damage. 872 damage against the Void Ray right there per shot. We got Cookie Star using that crazy range to just farm as much as possible. Play keep away. Katara launching that Ion Cannon. Vivus is going to take a whole bunch of damage. Is that Ion Cannon upgraded? Yep. 2,900 base damage plus more, juking the fusion torpedo really well right there, Vivus. That Ion Cannon does 2,900 base damage plus 2,650 to shields. So one shot and it's like 4,000 shields gone. Katara taking a whole bunch of damage. He has a lot of range. He upgraded his range. It cost him a lot of money, and the Tempests are just longer. 19 versus his longest is 13. We got Battlestar. But no Battlestar. No, we have a Phantom Battlestar. Just up there to take some damage, confuse it. If these missiles are what they're going for, then they're going to do damage against things that are not quite there. It actually did work out really well. He used one of his abilities on a fake. He has more energy. It's not like it costs him all of his energy, but it is a way of like draining energy, confusing them, having them shoot more missiles at more targets. PeaceKat was discovered. PeaceKat was discovered using his cloak right there. Could have warp on up there. I think he was ready for the blackout. The blackout is used, even though he was feedbacked. It was just enough for Heimdall to get there as well. We got Vivus warping on in there. Karate moving on the side. Now this is a little side battle right here on the right corner of the map. And these Tempests are not going to fly away. They're going to fly towards the base. You can't tell them to shoot in against the side, so that was the strategy. The Tempests are not going to follow you, then that's where you want to be. PeaceKat moving in, using that charge, trying to do as much damage as possible, using the Purifier Beam as well, trying to drain as much energy as possible. 8,000 life. Vortex saves Leviathan right there. And now we have the Frigate and the Void Ray right there. The Void Ray can run a little bit quicker. The Battlestar Tempest moving in, 872. I can hear the Jaws music playing in the background while these things are moving in, because they do so much damage. We got PeaceKat going in. He's got the cloak. He's going to try to do as much damage as possible, and he just uses it to take out a Tempest a little bit. We got a torpedo moving in. Torpedo does hit Vivus, but the cloak is just so good at protecting them. We got Heimdall moving up. We got the entire red side trying to find out where they can attack. They really can't attack very far because these Battlestar Tempests at 19 range doing 1,000 damage per shot. No, you absolutely do not want to fly into that. It's just a matter of can they go around this death ball? And the answer is not really. They have to. If the Tempests are down there, they have to go all the way around the side. Meanwhile, Leviathan moving in there, 20,000 life, 11 armor upgrades, 28 armor base. So Cookie Star, who does 258 damage with his missiles, has to have that much damage because the Zerg Leviathan carapace is pretty thick as well. PeaceKat moving back. The entire red side is just playing keep away. all of the way around. Cookie Star making some interesting choices to fly up there. It was a risk. If he was taking damage, he would stop his warp, but he was able to escape there. He's got 2.02 speed, so he's probably a lot faster than 1.8 and 1.71. So that was his gamble right there. It worked out pretty well. We got a Warp in Tempest being used. We're waiting for the vortex to be back. It has about 10. Oh, there it is. Now it's back. We got a Heimdall, the fake, Heimdall, the real. Ion Cannon being used, damaging the Leviathan right there. We got Vetus attacking, Leopardjack moving up. And it looks like he's going to use his interception abilities and just do some damage. And then they realized he had so many people on them, especially the Void Ray, and especially having the Raven there. If it was just the frigate, it would have maybe been a kill. That's the way the Leviathans work. You're either perfectly safe because you're too far, or you're dead because they're on top of you. PeaceKat moving in. Now he wants to just do as much damage against Heimdall as possible. The vortex, or the feedback is being used. Vortex being used right there. We got a Karate, one more launcher missiles, possibly take him out. The Leopardjack was in a great position to attack them. And Cookie Star gonna fly on in there. He's using his crazy upgraded defensive shield. Battlestar Tempest doing some damage. ERA taking a whole bunch. Torpedo being launched. Torpedo swing and a miss. We got the red side making the advancement. Blue side making the retreatment. One person healing at a time. That's going to be Heimdall right now. Vebus is not burning, so he's not in. So the mothership is going to just heal whoever they were healing for, as long as nobody's in the red. That's when it switches around. PeaceKat diving in. PeaceKat taking a whole bunch of damage though. And it looks like they're going to try to push, and not quite be able to take them out. Karate launching another ion cannon. Vebus kind of back and forth, being healed. 26 armor, 112 armor reduction. That is fantastic. Really one of the best ways of staying alive against things like these long range missiles, 288 damage, or Katara's 174 backlash rockets, or 165. So yes, he is protected, and you can always add 50 to that. There are some points where he is going to take some damage, but just so little by comparison. Somebody like Heimdall doesn't have that ability. He's upgraded his shields 13 times, 17 armor, but 17 is a lot lower than 288. So, he is the defense matrix, the defense master, but he's also, pretty susceptible to taking damage. So he really needs to rely on his team, as they need to rely on him. Red side knows when to retreat and when to boing on rocks. We all saw that. But look at his Battlestar Tempest. They're 86 upgrades. Cookie Star is going to try to retreat. Peace is going to be up on the side. Sneaky Void Ray action. Now he sometimes waits for the allies to jump in, but he's trying to see if he can pick off somebody. If somebody was out of position like Heimdall is, it could possibly work. Battlestar Vortex is finally back in action. Feedback being used. Vortex being used as well. It does hit him, and you can't warp to somebody who's in the vortex. Leviathan's directly on him. Not a mistake. He actually does want to be right there for a little bit of time. They're going to try to see. They know that Void Rays can blink away and all that. They use feedback on him. 40 something. He has barely enough. Being used. Can he blink? He does blink. Just barely able to escape right there. He is burning, but will this be enough? He can't warp out because he is burning. Feedback, it could take him out right there. Cloak being used to protect himself. We got the observer chasing him right there. Little cat and mouse action. Nobody is able to go up to him. ERA finally mixes it up there. Could give him shields. Does give him shields. Does have a defensive shield matrix as well if he really needs it. But Void Ray was just inches away from being feedbacked to death. We got these interceptors, 104 life shields, 110 hull. We got 86 damage. 1124. If you're wondering why the interceptors have kind of, quote, stalled out at only 86 damage, which is monstrous. It's because the temperature just costs so much money. 1,048. If he goes back to base, I'll try to see if, how much all these things are costing. But we're just talking like hundreds of dollars per upgrade, no matter what you want to spend it on. And the Tempests have made a really good, job of protecting. So they are kind of taking priority right now, which means his interceptors are just going to kind of stall out at what they were. Let's see. How much do things cost? Okay, so range, that's going to cost you. Interceptors, 210 to upgrade them, versus 330 for Tempest. So everything, so a lot of these start off at 25, get more expensive the more that you upgrade them. So let's see, something like Particle Disruptors only upgraded 4 times, so they cost 45. Interceptors upgraded 37 times, so the 38th upgrade is going to cost you 210 money. You can do it, and it just costs you extra money. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's a little less worth it. Tempest had 61 upgrades. Oh man. We got 1178 damage. We got an army of Heimdalls here. Most of them fakes, but that's fine. Who's their true authentic self anyway? You know what I mean? We have Battlestar Tempest. We have the House Tempest, also, participation trophy right there. We got Vivus just taking damage. He is just trying to protect the House Tempest as well. So many Heimdall, not enough time. These missiles are just hitting the Phantoms as well. They do more damage against Phantoms, but there's just so many of them. So even though they do a lot of damage, even though they shoot often and a lot, anything that is taking up a hit that would otherwise go to a real ship is fantastic. We got Leopard Jack flying around, 21,000 total life, but gonna have to heal up right there. 3104 over 8 seconds is his heal rate. Whenever he presses the Rapid Regeneration, he has 600 to do so that he should be fine. We have the blue side attacking with the Tempest right here. Gonna plant the force field and have that be protected. Oh, right, and that's a major difference as well. The missiles, Ripwave warheads in Omega go through things like force fields. In this, they don't. So there's just so much damage that's not happening right now. Usually these Ripwave warheads would just slam through everything, but right now they just do some area of effect damage, which is still good to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still not unhelpful to have. It's just, what? The mothership? The Void Ray? Sneak mission? Mothership killing? Sneak mission while all this is going on? That is crazy how much damage he just did. 200 every 0.26 things. Burned down the mothership while we were looking at other stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you guys press like, press subscribe. We're doing StarCraft Star Battle all the time. Make sure to send your replays to MaffumanCasting@gmail.com.